My name is Sepi Sabet, and I'm RBC mobile mortgage specialist, and my job is consulting my clients about their current and future financing mortgage needs and helping them to achieve their financial goal. And I believe I can educate and advise my client during the home buying process and upcoming how to better manage their mortgage now and in the future. So today I'm pleased to welcome Kian Mousavi, our real estate agent, GTA from Royal LePage Signature. Kian's background is a civil engineer and who has more than 8 years experience in real estate market. And also our very special guest, Leila Mota from RBC Alternate Mortgage Solution team. Leila has been with RBC about 13 years and over 10 years experience as an alternative solution specialist. And today she will be sharing with us her expert opinion on how our alternative mortgage solution works. And please welcome our guest and then have a full attention to our guest speaker today to know more about our alternative mortgage solution and how it's worked. Okay, Leila and Kian, thank you so much for joining me today. And I know you guys busy and working from home. If you want to say any hi to audience, please.
Thank you. Good day. Thank you for having me here, Sepi. Thank you.
Thanks, Sepi. It's a great pleasure. You know, always working with professional at Royal banks. And for sure.
Okay, so to saving time and then so to giving a more suitable and informative session to our audience, I would like to start with Leila and then ask Leila to tell us about what's her role as an alternative mortgage solution specialist.
Thank you, Sepi. So alternate mortgage solution specialist basically is, I work for the Royal Bank and I work close with Sepi. If for any reason Sepi is not able to obtain mortgage financing through Royal Bank has an alternate channel that has lenders available approved through Royal Bank, which allows us to obtain mortgage financing for our clients. Basically a one-stop shop. We want to make sure that if Royal Bank, for any particular reason, there's always changes each year. If any reason they're not able to provide at the moment mortgage solution for the client, we have alternate lenders such as B lenders, private lenders. We have a wide range of lenders available to our client to make sure that we can still provide financing. And it's really good for the clients because it's still through Royal Bank. So it gives them that security knowing that Royal Bank is still helping them to obtain the mortgage, however, through an alternate channel.
Okay, basically, whenever client reaching out to us, like as a RBC, and we're trying to put the application, and then with some reason, and if the deal is not going to be approved, then we can call our alternative solution specialist and ask them to help our client through.
Correct. Thank you. Yes.
Okay, so and then what's the difference, Leila, between our alternative solution specialist and then other broker that are working individually?
Well, if you go through Royal Bank through alternate mortgage solution, first there's no broker fees. Lenders may charge a standard lender fee, however, we do not charge any broker fees. As well as you feel the security of knowing that it's a top bank that will be able to obtain mortgage financing for our clients. And the goal here is not to leave our clients with these alternate lenders. It's to basically have them there temporarily on a short term, and our goal is to bring them back. So after a year, we try to put it on a short-term mortgage. After a year or 2-year term, then as Sepi would then follow up with our clients to review what has changed and set them up so that when the year or when their mortgage is complete, Sepi can look into switching their mortgage to the Royal Bank. So our ultimate goal is to have the mortgage with RBC, getting the mortgage approved through Royal Bank opposed to the alternate lender. So it's a great opportunity for the client, giving them that extra security, knowing that Royal Bank is following through and keeping up with their mortgage options available to them.
So basically, it's a very common question that most of the client asking. So does alternative mortgage solution has any charges? Basically, Leila, you're not charging the client. It's just the lender charging the client, correct?
Correct. Yes. Whereas if they
We
go,
as a RBC, we are not charging client.
correct. Yes.
Okay, so that's the main and big difference between our alternative mortgage solution specialists and the individual brokers that working from different brokerage. But another difference that I've noticed, and then most of the clients feel that, so the risk is when the clients ending to be lender. Is there any risk involved with our alternative mortgage solution team instead of going to the individual brokers, Leila? So do you have any risk involved?
Well, no, because you're going through the Royal Bank, we have to make sure that we are submitting and making sure we're doing what is right for the client and that everything is transparent. There's so many options available to our client depending on the type of situation that they are in. Majority of the time, we have no problem as long as, depending on what the down payment is for the mortgage, getting the mortgage approved. Because we have a wide range of B lenders as well as private lenders available to our client. Our goal is to make sure we're setting our client up successfully to make sure that they're going to be able to switch and obtain mortgage financing through the A channel. Sometimes, and I cannot speak for other brokers or put any brokers in a different position. However, sometimes I've seen where clients are not aware they're getting better pricing and rate, but once it comes up for, let's just say the year is completed and they want to now switch to a bank, if they were to go outside of the Royal Bank, a lot of times, sometimes clients were not even aware how their documents were set up. So when you're going through the Royal Bank, we're protecting, it's secured, we're making sure we're doing what's right for the client and setting them up for success in a year's time and making sure they have the best option available to them.
Yeah, so the way that is worked, basically, when we cannot close the deal at the time that the client's looking based on some like a reason, might be the TDS, GDS exception, might be down payment and other reasons. So we call our lender, our alternative solution to take our client to secure lender, which is RBC verified those lender. And then after a year, normally we are calling our client to taking them back to RBC. So this is like a general process that alternative solution team working with mortgage specialists closely to close the client's deal and then protect the client from any other risk might be involved. And another question that most of the client, when I talk, and even realtor, Kian, I noticed, so the realtor has the same question and they keep asking, it's about current situation. So we are in the COVID-19 situation, and then some client are getting Canada Emergency Response Benefit. And then what's the other lender dealing with this type of client that who already under Canada Emergency Benefit Program?
So right now, there's changes on a daily basis when it comes to the Alternative Mortgage Solution Program. We do have a list of options available to our clients. Right now, it's beneficial if for any reason they're able to obtain a letter of employment from that employer. If they have a back to work date, it provides them with better options and opportunities available to the client. However, we do have other lenders available to the client that, whether it be B or private, that will look at getting the mortgage set up, or maybe a short-term 6 months until they're able to get a set date. This way that Royal Bank can look at getting the mortgage set up after 6 months. So we have also temporary solutions for our clients so that we can get the mortgage, let's just say like again, 6 months term, and then Royal Bank can look at switching the mortgage in 6 months once the clients are back to work. Or we have, again, different tiers, like a B lender, private lender, we can look at alternative options once the client is back to work. So again, there will be options available to the client if they are currently off work at this time due to our current situation.
So that's good to know. Even they're under Canada Emergency Benefit Program, they still can get the mortgage with the B lender. Thank you for sharing with us as well. And then one of the question I have, and then I'm going to pass to Kian, because as a real estate agent, he has some question regarding how the alternative mortgage solution works. But one of the questions that so I would like you share with us is about clients who are non-resident, which I'm receiving lots of client deals which they're non-resident in Canada. How the alternative solution look at those type of the client?
We have very aggressive private lenders starting at 599, possibly even 499, depending on the client scenario, that will look at non-residential clients. It's pretty black and white. There's no documents really required except for the appraisal and the purchase agreement if it's a purchase, or refinance, and just the client's information. A very straightforward mortgage. All clients that I've completed non-residents have really appreciated the process because it was very easy and obtainable. So we do have that option available to our clients.
Kian, did you hear what Leila said? So that was one of the, like, a common question that, so like time to time you're asking me about the non-resident client that you have and they're looking to buy a property. So see, our alternative solution have an easy way to get the deal done for those type of the client. And then the rate is not bad even. So $499 or $595 for the non-resident client who doesn't have a who doesn't need any documentation to get the mortgage. It's a very like a unique and very special offer that our RBC Alternative Solution team going through with the client. What do you think, Kian, about it?
Well, thank you, Leila. It was, very informative. And anyway, some people, because of, their financial situation, they're, even changing, in their life, or the other reason why doesn't end up to getting financing from, banks, at the first step. But with your help, for sure, they have a chance to, as a short-term solution, use your services, and then at the end ends up to bank. Can you just, more clarify, the criteria and what you need from a basically resident buyer, how it works, how many percent down payment, and what sort of, document do you expect? Is it any specific, countries that are not included in the plan, or?
So basically, there's no specific countries. You can, from any country, non-residents. This lender is interested basically in property. If they like the property, they are interested to lend. So the number one thing is the property. The documents that are required is the appraisal report. If the client is a non-resident, basically that would be it. Would be the appraisal report. So the loan to value right now, because of the pandemic, it's at 65% loan to value. However, the lender does go up to 75% loan to value as well. And there are alternate lenders that we can look at in regards to non-residents. I'm actually working on a deal right now for a client whose parents are back home. She's on a student visa, purchasing a good sized property. Again, no documents. I got her a 599 rate, no documents. We got an appraisal, and that's it. And then we look and we get her lawyer instructed so that we can close the mortgage for her.
Okay, so to make it more understandable for people, as you said, 35% down payment to 25% down payment depends on the client situation is acceptable for the lenders to go through that non-resident plan.
Correct, yes.
And the interest would be, you said, around $499, $599?
You can start at $499 to $599. It depends on how much the client wants to pay for the lender fee, but we can discuss and see what works best for the client. So it's flexible.
As these are mostly, we can say, let's say for 1 year, you know, and after that they want to, you know, think about, you know, their other options. What would be the total, you know, interest that they are paying, including lender fee and the mortgage interest rate that they're paying?
So the interest rate depends on how much the fee they want to pay. Basically, on a regular basis, you're looking at fees as you're looking at about 2 to 3% lender fee, let's say for a 5.99% rate. If the client wants a lower rate, the fee may be a little higher, but typically, and it depends on how much they're looking to put down on the property. But typically, you're looking at about 2 to 3%, which a normal lender, a B side, you'd be looking at about a 1% lender fee. So not too far off. And again, it's a temporary solution. After a year, it's a short term, then we look to switch to the Royal Bank.
I see. And is any specific limit for purchase price?
It's changing just due to the pandemic, but if they like the property, they'll make an exception. So I've done mortgages for 1.5, close to over $1 million. It all depends on the property and how the details of the property. Once we get the appraisal report, we can negotiate.
I see. And regarding the commercial properties, do you do for the commercial as well, or?
Yeah, we can look at commercial as long as there's a residential component. So we can definitely look into commercial properties as long as there's a residential component. We have options available to our clients as well.
Okay, thank you, Leila.
Okay, thank you, Kian. It was very good and interesting question that you have asked, and I hope so. Our clients getting some of their answer because of their question that they already sent it to us regarding how our alternative mortgage solution team works. But Leila, one of the questions that I have personally, I want to ask you. So, how the alternative solution team and then other lender, the B lenders dealing with the client recently claimed the bankruptcy and they have discharge right now?
So we can look at the clients who have just recently paid off their bankruptcy. We have no problem. We have B lenders that will look at that client and their income. So we have no problem. If anybody who's just recently discharged their bankruptcy and is looking for a mortgage, you can definitely send it to Royal Bank. We'll be happy to help them.
That's good.
That's very good. Very good to know. Is there and inform us and the client realtors, myself, anything new that we should to know about our alternative solution in RBC?
Well, I would like to say when it comes to, let's just say self-employed clients. Self-employed clients we look at very differently than the Royal Bank. We're not interested in T1s or NOAs. We're interested just to see the bank statements. So basically, if a client is self-employed, what I'm looking for is full articles of incorporation or a business license or reference letters and 6 months business or personal bank statements, depending on where they're depositing the income. So we just want to see the money going into the account, and we can calculate and use. So basically, if the client is only claiming,
so basically for the self-employed.
Yep. Sorry. Sorry, there was a pause there.
What did you say, Sepi?
I'm sorry, you're no, the Leila's videos stopped, and I'm not sure. So self-employed clients, so the documentation that we are looking to, it's right now is different than the before this pandemic.
Same. We're still looking at it as the same. For the pandemic, we just need to make sure that they're still actively depositing money into their accounts. If for any particular reason their business as self-employed is not as active or not active at the moment, again, we have alternate lenders that will do temporary mortgages for them. So not to be alarmed, there are alternate options for those clients. But self-employed clients, it's basically we're looking at the deposits and how much the client's depositing into their account opposed to how much they're claiming. So very beneficial for those self-employed clients.
Okay, that sounds good. And then Kian, you asked me a question that I would like you ask directly from Leila. So how you can refer the client, it has to be directly to Leila or in other way. You can ask your question by yourself.
So you asked already, so let's hear the answer.
Yes, so basically it always, World Bank always touches the file first. Me and Seppi work as a team together, so if you're going to contact me, it's not a problem. I will reach out to Seppi, but Seppi would always make sure to review the file first, because we want to make sure we gave the client a chance in looking at the better opportunity for them, which is the Royal Bank. And then I would look at it. If you need to contact me with any quick questions, you can definitely contact me directly. It's not a problem. So I just think, so it's first point of contact. If you have a quick question or have a client in front of you, you can definitely contact me directly. Once you're ready to submit a file, I would, if it's submitted to me directly, I would touch base with Seppi first before I action the file.
Thank you so much, Leila. Could you, shortly touch the land development and construction loan as well?
Yes. So we do construction loans. Right now, due to the pandemic, it's a little bit trickier because of staff having to go and do the inspections on the property. However, we do have construction loans available to our clients. We want to look at what plans, the type of land, the drawings, more information that you can provide up front is helpful so that we can look into solutions for our clients obtaining that construction loan. But we do look at construction loans for clients as well, yeah.
Okay, and the big discussion on construction loan is interest and basically the cost of borrowing. Is it, can you give us some idea about, the cost as well?
The cost, it depends on how fast the client wants to get the construction loan. I'd prefer to go through that case by case with the client directly because it ranges. It's such a wide range of pricing that can start in maybe the 5-6% range to the 13% range.
I see.
But the flexibility of what you can do with a construction loan, and we have other lenders as well on the B side that are going to start opening up hopefully in the near, well, not sure how too near, but in the future, in getting better options for construction loan. But it all depends on how fast the client wants to and how fast they want to close the construction loan, as well as the convenience. And I don't want to put too much pricing out there because it's a wide range of pricing, and it all depends on what the client's looking for.
Absolutely.
So the main thing is we can look at construction loans, yeah.
Completely understandable, to be honest with you. I didn't expect a number from you. I just wanted to basically have some idea. I thought maybe you have some sort of, range, as you mentioned, from this range to that range, depends on the situation.
Yeah.
And another question, I promise it'd be the last one, is, specifically now that we are in COVID-19 situation, some people might had the, pre-approval before, it's happening, and now they lost their job, and banks may look at them and say, okay, you don't have the job now, you don't have the income, we are not that much comfortable, to give you the loan. Correct me, Seppi, if I'm wrong. So is it the situation that you deal with it as well? Because these people are good people, they had good income, they had a job, but because of the as a temporary situation, they lost their job.
We'll still look at them because we do have not only with the B space, but as well as the private lenders available to our client. And if they're able to obtain a back to work date, we can definitely look at that. And if they're not able to obtain a back to work date, we have other options available to those clients as well. So if it's a pre-approval, I could put an application and give the client an idea of what they can be looking at. And day to day with the pandemic and what's going on, rules are changing daily. They're easing up a little bit. Pricing is getting a little bit better. So right now, no doubt, if the client is not able to obtain financing through the Royal Bank, Seppi will always touch base with me to make sure that we're looking into alternate options available to our clients. So we'll be here to help and look at those options for them.
Thank you so much, Leila.
Yeah.
Up to you.
I would like to thank you, Leila, for joining us today for this like alternative mortgage solution presentation. I have to call presentation because we had to chance to doing this in person in the branch level, so on our advice event. But right now, during to this situation, so we have to do our job in a different way, and then educate our clients, and then keep posting them and updating them with the new information. So, and I would like to thank Kian. I know you're super busy these days, and then keep sending your good client to us, and really appreciate your business with RBC as well. And if you guys have anything for wrap up this like session, please more than welcome to say anything you would like to, or if you have any question through to me, so I'm here to answer your question as well.
No, thank you so much. Really appreciate the time and the opportunity you gave me to, as always, be part of, RBC family.
Thank you, Seppi, for having me on your conference. Thank you very much. And we look forward to doing business.
Thank you, Leila. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you everybody for listening to us. And I hope you guys have good information from our guest speakers. And then if you have any other question, please feel free to send us email. You can email us, you can call us if you have any other questions. So we are more than happy to help you for your financing needs. And then Kian is more than happy to update you with the real estate market update as well. Thank you everyone, and have a good afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you.